they've been introducing a lot of evidence from Hunter's book, right, where it was an autobiography where he actually, this is the problem with doing an audio version of your book, is it's very hard. Kristi Noem faced the same thing, right, in saying, you can't just say, well, you know, they kind of put it in there, I never saw it, because then you go in and you actually read the book, and then you have the audio of the person saying it. It makes it that much harder to say, well, I didn't know what was in the book.
Well, for sure. And look, I can't imagine few things worse from a defendant's perspective than for the jury to hear inculpatory words out of your own mouth in your own voice in that courtroom. I mean, he basically was creating the evidence that is now being used to prosecute him and put him in jail. It's just extraordinary. The evidence that the prosecutors have in this case, it's documentary, it's physical evidence, and of course, so much of the evidence comes from Hunter Biden himself.
Let me play another piece of sound. This one is from his autobiography. This is number 4, guys, from the autobiography of Hunter Biden. This was played in court. Let's listen.
I had returned that fall of 2018 after my most recent relapse in California with the hope of getting clean through a new therapy and reconciling with Hallie. Neither happened. For all the obvious reasons, my extended disappearances, my inability to stay sober, her need to stabilize and reorder her own life and family, Hallie and I called it quits.
It is, you know, it's hard to figure out exactly what the defense is at this point, Tom. I mean, you know, they're trying, right?
Well, They are trying, Dan. And look, I mean, it really is a goldmine for prosecutors, this autobiography. And I think the defense's argument here, it kind of brings to mind Bill Clinton and his defense about, you know, it depends on what the meaning of the word is. What the defense is going to argue is that at the moment Hunter Biden checked that no box on the federal gun form saying, no, I'm not using controlled substances, he was telling the truth because at that precise moment he wasn't using controlled substances. I don't think that the jury is going to buy that argument. I'm going to think they understand that it's not as though you have to have, you know, the pen in one hand filling out the form and a crack pipe in the other as you do it. I think they're going to realize that he was using controlled substances throughout this period when he bought the gun, and that's it. But look, I don't think the defense has a heck of a lot of other strong arguments other than that one.
Finally, President Biden, I played this at the beginning, says that he's not going to pardon Hunter Biden. That kind of has to be his answer right now, right? I mean, the only other answer he could give is, you know, I'm not going to talk about anything related to that. But that would sound like he's leaving it open, right? So as a political matter, he has to say no pardon, no how. And then, you know, if he wins the election, he's won already. If he loses the election, he's lost already. And I've still got to believe he's going to pardon him.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah, he can't come out and say anything other than the answer he gave, just a flat no. But to your point, the world's going to change in November. Either President Biden's going to get reelected or he's going to lose. I think in either scenario, he faces a completely different political calculus. And if he wants to pardon Hunter, assuming Hunter's convicted, which I think he will be, then the door is open to Biden giving that pardon.
Tom Dupree, thanks for coming on the program. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.